Are you the kind of person who always overthinks, constantly worrying about things that might never happen? Or a person who always gets tangled in endless what-ifs before and after every important task? If that sounds like you, then it's time to add a little Stoic wisdom to your mental toolkit. Today, we're going to explore some practical Stoic strategies to calm your mind and prepare you to face these challenges with confidence. Comment, Stoicism brings peace, if you're excited to find peace through Stoicism. Let's dive in and discover how to turn down the volume of overthinking and turn up your performance. 1. Picture your overthinking as an outside influence. Overthinking is like a fog that rolls in unexpectedly, turning a small worry into a big cloud that can knock you off balance. In today's fast world, where we are hit with so much information, our minds fill up with endless questions like, what if? What next? Or what could have been? Marcus Aurelius, a wise Stoic philosopher, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This leads us to our first simple method. Think of overthinking as something that comes from outside you. This method isn't about fighting with your thoughts, but understanding that these thoughts aren't the real you. They are like unwanted visitors. Imagine these annoying thoughts as clouds that cover a mountain for a while but don't change the mountain itself. You are like that mountain, big and steady, not bothered by the clouds passing over. Stoicism teaches us to watch these thoughts from a distance, like putting them in a bubble and watching them float away. This way of thinking helps make these thoughts feel less heavy and reminds us that they don't last forever. These thoughts can only shake you up if you hold on to them and give them power. Learning to see your thoughts this way helps you to let them go before they turn into a storm. As you get better at separating yourself from too much thinking, it becomes easier to see that you are more than your thoughts. This separation works like noise-canceling headphones in a loud room. It's something you have to keep doing every day, and it gets better with practice. When you start to overthink, stop and think of the thought as just noise, something you don't need, and that's not part of who you are. By doing this, you're not just keeping overthinking away, you're also taking back control of your peace of mind, step by step. Before proceeding further, if you appreciate what we are doing, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. This lets YouTube know that you value content like this and helps more people discover it. The best way to find peace is to spread it. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Let's share these thoughts and help others find their peace too. Not sure what to comment? Just type, "Silence your thoughts," to indicate that our sessions are making an impact. Act 2. Regain power by redirecting your focus. Have you ever found yourself tumbling into a pit of what-ifs and catastrophic scenarios, looping through the same worries until you feel completely drained? It's like having numerous browser tabs open in your mind, each blaring a video at full volume, leaving you unable to hit pause. This constant mental juggling is typical in our modern lives, where the drive to manage everything perfectly can trap us in a relentless cycle of overthinking. However, just like a cluttered desk, a cluttered mind also needs organizing. Redirecting your mental energy is not just about achieving tranquility, it's about reclaiming control and quieting the persistent clamor of what might happen. To fully appreciate what is happening, Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, encapsulated this idea when he stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." His words lay the foundation for regaining control by refocusing your energy. To combat overthinking, Begin by anchoring yourself in the present. Concentrate on a task, even a minor one, and dedicate your efforts to completing it. This shift in focus draws you away from the whirlpool of future worries and plants you firmly in the current moment. The approach is straightforward yet impactful. Engage in an activity that demands your complete attention. This could be organizing your workspace, taking a brisk walk, or immersing yourself in a book. These tasks require your presence now, not in the future or the past. By directing your thoughts to synchronize with your actions, you're not merely distracting yourself, you're actively controlling where your energy is applied. Remember, Stoicism doesn't advocate for the suppression of thoughts, but rather their management. By deciding where to channel your mental energy, you exercise a kind of mental discipline. The aim isn't to stop overthinking entirely, an unattainable target, but to identify when your thoughts are unhelpful and to redirect them effectively. It's akin to training a muscle. The more you practice this skill of refocusing, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. Over time, you'll discover that the once daunting waves of overthinking can be calmed one deliberate action at a time. Number 3. Understanding impermanence and learning to let go. Our minds often trap us in cycles, constantly revisiting old events or worrying about the future. This is where overthinking thrives, causing thoughts to stick around much longer than they should. This issue affects everyone, from students anxious about exams to professionals stressed over presentations, and even those lying awake at night with thoughts racing at high speeds. In these moments, the Stoic philosopher Epictetus offers valuable insight. He who fears death will never do anything worth of a man who is alive. While initially this may seem intense, it highlights the Stoic principle of impermanence, that nothing lasts forever, including our troubling thoughts. Acknowledging the impermanence of thoughts can liberate us from the grip of overthinking. Recognizing that thoughts are transient and not fixed elements of our psyche can be incredibly freeing. This understanding allows us to see thoughts as temporary visitors, not permanent residents. To put this into practice, imagine letting go of your thoughts as if they were leaves floating down a river or clouds passing across the sky. These visualizations not only provide immediate relief, but also help instill the understanding that thoughts are meant to change and move on. Integrating this practice into your daily life can change how you interact with your thoughts. It's not about forcefully expelling them, but rather gently allowing them to exit. Letting go is not a sign of defeat. It's an act of bravery. It signifies a decision to stop letting unnecessary thoughts occupy your mind without contributing anything positive. As you become more adept at this, you'll uncover a layer of calm that was always present, just obscured by the constant noise of overthinking. Embracing the concept of impermanence transforms more than just individual moments. It shifts your entire approach to life towards a more peaceful and mindful existence. Number 4. Setting aside a worry period. It's a universal experience to have persistent worries buzzing in the background of our minds, much like the constant hum of a refrigerator, always there, occasionally faint, but ever present. These worries can disrupt our focus, whether we're working, spending time with friends, or trying to sleep. It's as if our mind is a stage, and these worries are the uninvited actors who refuse to exit. Reflecting on a piece of Stoic wisdom from Epictetus. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Might seem unrelated at first. However, it powerfully underscores the importance of prioritizing our mental peace over the fear of appearing inattentive or naive. Establishing a worry period can effectively manage these intrusions by allowing them stage time, but only during a limited encore, rather than throughout the entire performance. Dedicate a specific time each day, perhaps 20 minutes in the afternoon, solely for addressing your concerns. Use this time to fully engage with your worries, analyze them, explore their origins, and consider writing them down. What are the actual issues at hand? How probable are these scenarios? What actions can you take? This concentrated effort often shows that many worries are like shadows, imposing in appearance but insubstantial when confronted directly. This practice also teaches your mind to understand that there is an appropriate time and place for worrying, and it's not every moment of the day. Once the worry period is over, you move on. Having allocated time to your concerns, you then set them aside. This method of compartmentalizing helps you reclaim control over your day. The aim here isn't to eliminate worry completely, such an endeavor would be unrealistic, but rather to contain and reduce its influence on your daily life. This technique is akin to tidying up your mental space, organizing thoughts appropriately, and relishing the calm of an orderly mind. You'll likely discover that worries diminish in power when they're not permitted to wander freely, making life feel lighter and more enjoyable. Number 5. Turning overwhelming thoughts into managing actions. When overthinking overwhelms us, it can feel like we're trapped beneath a massive boulder, with the weight of our worries as heavy as the world itself. We're suffocated under the dense cloud of our thoughts, a common experience in a society that demands excellence in every facet of life, from work to relationships, personal development, and social standing. The pressure to succeed can leave us frozen, unable to decide or act. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, illuminates a path through this fog with his words: "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This wisdom is the cornerstone of our 5th strategy, breaking down overwhelming thoughts into actionable steps. When besieged by a significant worry or a complex issue, the key is to dissect it into smaller, more manageable segments. Pose the question to yourself: what's the very next step I can take? Focus not on the next 5, 10, or 20 steps, but solely on the immediate one. Taking even a small step might seem inconsequential, but it serves as a potent remedy to overthinking. By concentrating on a single action, you shift your energy from fretting to doing. It's akin to unraveling a large knot by gently loosening one small tangle at a time. You're not overlooking the complexity of your challenges. Instead, you're methodically navigating through them with intent and precision. The true value of this approach lies in its simplicity and effectiveness. Each small action you undertake builds momentum, and as you reflect, you'll realize that the boulder of worry has transformed into a series of small stones you've methodically overcome. This technique cultivates patience, resilience, and confidence in your ability to tackle difficulties directly. Before you know it, what once seemed an insurmountable obstacle is now behind you, replaced by a sense of achievement and clarity in your thoughts. Number 6. Focusing on gratitude to transform. Perspective. Our minds are masters at leading us into a labyrinth of thoughts about what we're missing, what might go wrong, or what we have yet to accomplish. This continuous cycle can drain us, leaving feelings of dissatisfaction in its wake. Overthinking often arises from a focus on the negatives or the things we have not achieved yet, overshadowing the positives that are already part of our lives. Seneca beautifully captured this sentiment, saying, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." This piece of Stoic wisdom encourages us to shift our focus from what we lack to what we possess, from dwelling on problems to embracing gratitude. Gratitude is the key to stepping out of the mental grooves that keep us stuck and placing us solidly in the present, where life truly unfolds. To start this transformative shift, each day acknowledge 3 things you are thankful for. These do not need to be significant or life-changing. They simply need to be sincere. It could be the pleasure of a well-made cup of coffee, the comfort of your go-to sweater, or a thoughtful message from a friend. This routine helps pivot your mind away from the endless loop of overthinking and directs it towards an appreciation of the present. Grounding yourself in gratitude not only quiets the noise of persistent thoughts, but also enriches your daily experiences. It enhances the positives in your life and, over time, can reshape your inner narrative from one of scarcity to one of plenty. Adopting a grateful viewpoint doesn't just improve your moment-to-moment mood. It lays down a foundation of deep-seated contentment that helps you weather the natural highs and lows of life. By consistently practicing gratitude, you transform everyday challenges into opportunities to acknowledge and appreciate the goodness already surrounding you. This approach doesn't just help you feel better, it fundamentally changes your interaction with life, making every moment an opportunity for growth and appreciation. Number 7. Prioritizing effort over outcome. Overthinking often stems from our mind's preoccupation with the future, its uncertain outcomes, its myriad what-ifs, and the daunting possibility of failure and disappointment. This fixation on future results can immobilize us with fear, making us dwell more on potential consequences than on the actions themselves. We exist in a society that prioritizes results, where the end is seen as justifying the means. This perspective can lead us to believe that if the outcome is uncertain, the journey itself isn't worth starting. However, Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, advises us differently. Don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Stoicism encourages us to concentrate on our efforts and intentions rather than the outcomes, which are often beyond our control. This focus doesn't imply that we shouldn't set goals or strive for success, but rather that the real value lies in the quality of our efforts, the integrity of our actions, and the virtue with which we approach our paths. To integrate this principle into your life, whenever you catch yourself overthinking about potential outcomes, deliberately shift your focus to the effort you're making at the moment. Question yourself, am I doing my best? Am I acting with good intentions? Am I staying true to my values? This mindset is about being fully engaged in the process, putting in the necessary work, and understanding that your responsibility ends there. Emphasizing effort can free us from the shackles of overthinking. It allows us to live in the moment and to perform our best without the looming shadow of potential outcomes clouding our experience. It turns our actions from mere steps toward a goal into manifestations of our character and dedication. With this shift in focus, your journey becomes not merely a means to an end, but an expression of living purposefully, where each action is an achievement in itself. Number 8. Embracing voluntary discomfort. Often, our minds spiral into overthinking when confronted with potential discomfort or change. We obsessively play out scenarios, attempting to forecast every possible outcome and prepare for any discomfort. This mental rehearsal can be draining, transforming our comfort zones into restrictive spaces where growth is limited and overthinking reigns supreme. Marcus Aurelius, reflecting Stoic philosophy, once stated, The art of living is more like wrestling than dancing, highlighting the importance of actively engaging with challenges rather than shying away from them. Practicing voluntary discomfort is a method to train our minds to cope with uncertainty and minimize overthinking. It involves deliberately choosing small actions that push us beyond our comfort zones, thereby fostering resilience and adaptability. For instance, you could start with simple actions like taking cold showers, sleeping without a pillow, or opting to walk instead of drive. These acts are meant to disrupt your routine and allow you to experience and accept discomfort without judgment. This practice isn't about punishment, but about demonstrating to yourself that discomfort isn't as daunting as it seems in your overthought scenarios. The paradoxical effect of voluntarily facing discomfort is that it increases our comfort with life's varied experiences. By consistently stepping into uncomfortable situations, the unfamiliar gradually becomes familiar, and the mind learns to quiet down. It becomes less reactive to change and more concentrated on what can be controlled, your responses. This profound shift in perspective not only reduces overthinking, but also cultivates a deep-seated resilience that remains stable regardless of external circumstances. Through voluntary discomfort, you build a core of inner strength that can withstand the fluctuating tides of life's challenges. Number 9. Reflecting on life's shortness to calm overthinking. When we overthink, we often zoom in too much on the small details of our lives, forgetting the bigger picture. Our minds get tangled in, what if this happens, or what if that doesn't work out, making small issues seem huge and overwhelming. Seneca once said, "We are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it." This quote reminds us that life is fleeting. Every moment we spend overthinking is a moment we miss out on truly living. Stoicism encourages us to ask ourselves if our current worries will matter in the grand scheme of our lives. To fight overthinking, we should regularly step back and look at our life as a whole. Many things that consume our thoughts are temporary and won't matter in the long run. When you feel overwhelmed, pause and remind yourself that life is short. Ask if your overthinking is worth the precious time you have. Reflecting on the shortness of life helps us focus on what really matters. This isn't about becoming sad or careless, but about appreciating the present and letting go of unnecessary worries. Thinking about how brief life is can help reduce overthinking by bringing our focus back to the present. It makes us value our time more and stress less about the future. Let the fleeting nature of life remind you to live fully and enjoy each moment. Instead of letting worries take over, use this perspective to live a more mindful and content life. Number 10. Seek wisdom from others to calm overthinking. Our minds can often feel like a maze, where each turn leads to more confusion and overthinking. We try to solve problems, but end up creating more questions, leaving us feeling stuck. This is the essence of overthinking, a cycle that starts and ends within our own thoughts, often with no clear way out. Seneca, a wise philosopher, said, "Consult your friend on everything, especially on those matters concerning yourself. His counsel may then be useful, where your own self-love might impair your judgment." These words highlight an important truth that can help us break free from overthinking. Stoicism teaches us that seeking advice from outside ourselves can break the cycle of rumination. This could be the fresh perspective of a friend, the unbiased advice of a mentor, or the timeless wisdom found in books. To apply this in your life, seek out people whose opinions you trust and respect. It could be someone in your social circle or a professional with the experience to guide you. Sharing your thoughts with others helps in two ways. It brings clarity as you express what's on your mind, and it opens the door for objective feedback that you might miss while overthinking. This technique offers more than just practical solutions. It highlights the importance of human connection. Sharing our burdens often makes them lighter. This is not a sign of weakness, but a recognition of the collective strength we have as social beings. Let the wisdom of others guide you out of the shadows of overthinking. Each conversation can make the puzzle easier to solve, not because the problems are less complex, but because you are no longer trying to solve them alone. Seek advice, listen to different perspectives, and you will find a clearer path forward. So these are the 10 ways to stop overthinking. Overthinking can feel like a relentless storm, but these Stoic strategies offer practical ways to calm your mind and reclaim your peace. From visualizing your overthinking as an external force to seeking wisdom from others, each method provides a unique approach to managing your thoughts and staying grounded in the present. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate overthinking entirely, but to equip yourself with tools to handle it effectively. Which of these methods resonated with you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you're not sure what to say, simply comment, "Found my way." Your insights could help others on their journey to calm overthinking.